I was traveling when I received commentary or questions about this case. My first reaction, my heart dropped. I said, oh my gosh, our first case in St. Martin, because in reality, it really could have just as easily been a resident of St. Martin. I don't find that, as I see, if I look around the island, I don't find that we are really winning our war against mosquitoes. And so therefore, it could just as easily have been a case of a resident in St. Martin. As a matter of fact, I have some photos here. For those who know me, every day, at the end of the day, I try and walk my dogs. It's a good way to unwind after a long and stressful day. And these are photos that I've taken just over the past few weeks from when I walk my dog. And you can see this one is down on the new road to Oyster Pond. Somebody really took a whole shed or like attachment to their house and took it and just dumped it off the side of the road. And the sad thing is there's a dumpster probably 150 feet, 200 feet from this location. So why they didn't just dump it in the dumpster, I really don't understand. If you look, there's another photo, for example. This is again where somebody's done some renovation work on their house. This is between Don Beach Estates and the Westin. Again, somebody just takes their garbage and dumps it off the side of the road. All of these are potential mosquito breeding sites. The next photo, and this one really, got my blood boiling. Somebody took their toilets that they took out of their house and just threw them off the side of the road. Again, these are perfect mosquito breeding sites. And these are just, from what I've seen personally, walking around my own neighborhood. And so when you see these, and then also when the department goes out and they do inspections, and when we do get reports of, when we get complaints from citizens about high incidence of mosquitoes, and when the department goes out to investigate, invariably there's always neighbors nearby who have sitting water or cisterns that haven't been properly covered or properly treated. It's quite disheartening, and you do feel, what's the Dutch saying, mopping with the faucets on. That is an endless battle, and it's an unwinnable battle from only a government or ministry perspective. In the end, if the citizens don't get involved in terms of policing your own yard, your own neighborhood, making sure that we reduce mosquito breeding sites, I'm very much concerned that it is really just a matter of time before our luck runs out. And so, again, while my heart goes out to the individual case that we're speaking about, I think St. Martin should consider this as a near miss, that this is something that we've luckily dodged the bullet so far. But if we are not proactive about reducing mosquito breeding sites, it could just as easily happen here. So I urge the community to be more vigilant. Government can't do it alone.
Can get those images back up on the screen. I don't know if the guys. Yeah, what is disturbing about these pictures is you can't necessarily put these things in a car. You have to put them in a truck. To dump them wherever you dump them, they have to be in a truck. And I'm saying to myself, we have made provisions, because when you look at this, these things don't fit in a car. Someone had to put them in a truck, drive wherever they drove to, and dump them at the said location. And we have made provisions, I've said it over and over, on the landfill for all of these things: white material, pallets, used concrete, building things. All you have to do is drive to the landfill. You're going to see the signs. So if you have concrete, you dump it where concrete go. If you have pallets and wood and lumber, you dump it in that section. So this is disturbing. And the minister did bring it to my attention. But what I'm saying to the people of St. Martin, we ourselves got to do better. It's very disturbing, and I say it all the time. You still see the mattresses on the side of the road and the fridges. But you had to use a vehicle to take it there. And you had to use a truck to take it there. Just drive to the landfill and dump it on the landfill. There's designated areas now for those sort of things, for white material, for pallets, for concrete material, for old cars, old wreck, old steel. There's provisions have been made in terms of designating and separating certain areas on the landfill specifically for this type of material. So people, please use the areas that are there for it. This is unacceptable and you will get caught. You will get caught. Stop it and stop it now.
Hey guys, did you know that now with Telcel, if you accumulate $25 or more within 1 calendar month, you get 15 more?
15 more?
Yes, 15 more. However you want.
So I can top up $3 now, $10 next week, and so on until I reach or pass $25?
That's right, get 15 more.
Wow! I feel like a 15 again.
Yeah, right. Accumulate $25 or more within 1 calendar month and get 15 more. Telcel, when you want more.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guineas real easy. Island Finance. For education, yes. A renovation, that's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
Win yourself a brand new car from the St. Martin's Lions Club and Port of St. Martin Group of Companies. Get your tickets for the Gold Green Car Raffle and win a brand new Toyota Prius C. Tickets only $10. Get your tickets today. The more tickets you get, the more chances you have. Draw date, Sunday, October 8th. It's available at Van Godberdeen Madam Estate, Big D's Photo Studio on the Pondville, and from all Lion members and at the Lion's Den. Get your tickets to win a brand new car from the St. Martin's Lions Club and Port of St. Martin Group of Companies.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
The problem isn't with the integrity chamber. The problem that I have is with the way in which the Prime Minister that now sits, the Honorable William Marlin, how he got that position using the integrity chamber to basically drop government, indicating that we have our own institutions that can do an integrity reviews, and we don't need an integrity chamber at the time. And now today he's coming with the same structure as was agreed to by then the Minister of Justice, Dennis Richardson, who signed the protocol on behalf of the former Prime Minister Marcel Gomes. That is the issue that I have. It's about the lies, because then people feel that, oh, we don't need an integrity chamber. We don't need it in the form that is being presented, and he was in the opposition at the time. But today, the same structure, basically a photocopy of what was agreed to back then, he's presenting as though it is something new. And that is what I have an issue with. And that to me is about integrity.
Going to the issue of the firm with China, you said that UP faction would have a serious issue with anything that would take away jobs from
our people.
But what do you anticipate will come to you to be approved for this?
No, that is the whole point, and that's what I said to Stephen C. When you control the legislative and the executive, you basically function on your own. I am just here now bringing it to the forefront, because again, if you look at the structure in which they're coming with this Paul of, and I call it Paul for China. It's not Paul of China, because the only person that it will benefit out of this would be the investors. Because if you look at how it is being set up, it's basically being set up as an independent unit within the country. Like in Panama, you have Colon, where you have the free zone. In Curacao, you have your own free zone areas, and we are going to create a free zone. But I'm saying that you could only do that here because you have the infrastructure to do it. You could bring in tons and tons and tons of product and sell it there without it touching the economy of the country.
But then you are a legislator, so if you want to, for instance, move from us being an open capitalist society, open market, then as a member of parliament, then if you're seeing that this would be an issue, what are you doing to regulate it?
Oh, well, that's a very good question, because again, if there's an opportunity, and again, you can't deal with these things with a broad brush. I don't think it, because then you're trying to eliminate one, and then you create a bigger problem. So to say publicly that you would introduce legislation to curb the Paul of China, that project itself, I find would be too extreme. My thing is, we need to understand what this project is with specifics. We don't have specifics, so that is what we're going to ask the minister when he comes to Parliament with this project. Well, I mean, we're going to invite him in to discuss it, but I want specifics. I don't want generalities, and that is the thing that I find the public has been fed now with this whole thing from since the election days of, we've struck gold. It is going to bring in, at one point it said 1 million Chinese, and then they brought it down to 100,000 Chinese a year. And if you go back to the article that I wrote last September that was published on this issue, if we are going to deal with China, because as a former minister, I've dealt with the Chinese embassy, the consulate that we have in Curacao. We started discussions with them on tapping into the Chinese market, but in my opinion, we have to do it in a structural way. And in a structural way means that we had started a program with the University of St. Martin with the Mandarin course. You prepare your people to be able to serve this market. There's over 200,000 Chinese in the U.S. that travel. Those would have been the target that we would have tapped into, and from there then you would be able to organize tours out of the mainland China to St. Martin, because remember, when the Chinese do business, they do business, and I'm talking from the mainland, they do business on behalf of the government. Government give them the permission to go and then deal with a St. Martin or an Islands Antilles for that matter. So it's better to build it properly, build the foundations properly, that we know St. Martin can provide service, as opposed to bringing in the everything that they need and basically setting up shop within your country and you have nothing to say. Because the culture is different. We don't speak their language, they don't speak ours. And they would be able to provide service for themselves and set up things for themselves, and then basically we are outside looking in.
Going on to electoral reform, my colleague Stephen C. mentioned that, asked you, for instance, what are you going to do to get that legislation here? But Parliament is the ultimate legislator,
right.
And you do have that legislative capacity. Why are you then becoming codependent on government to bring you legislation?
And again, as far as I know, legislation was drafted, but again, nothing is being done in terms of prioritizing. And that is why I said, when you have the reign of the chair of parliament and you have the executive branch that you support, then I am saying to them, guys, you have the power, so to speak. Bring it and let's debate it, because as said by the president last week, you could pass a motion and it's just going. I for one will not just speak things for speaking things' sake, for just for saying its sake, because at the end of the day, the country must be able to move forward. There are 15 members of parliament. Here is where we have the debate. Tomorrow they can get a letter and say, well, we're asking the minister to come. They're going to come. You're going to have a meeting, and then after the meeting, then they go back. I can tell you today in the budget debate that we had last December, I asked the Minister of Education, Minister, can you please inform us that 90 million guilders that you have in your budget, how are you going to manage it? MP will get an answer in March. We're in September. Nothing has happened.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 fun mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of fun miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to My Card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free fun miles with first use. Switch to My Card today at WIB.
Fun miles, from within your reach.
Hey guys, did you know that now with Telcel, if you accumulate $25 or more within 1 calendar month, you get 15 more?
15 more?
Yes, 15 more. However you want.
So I can top up $3 now, $10 next week, and so on until I reach or pass $25?
That's right. Get 15 more.
Wow! I feel like a 15 again.
Yeah. Right. Accumulate $25 or more within 1 calendar month and get 15 more. Telcel, when you want more.
Win yourself a brand new car from the St. Martin's Lions Club and Port of St. Martin Group of Companies. Get your tickets for the Gold Green Car Raffle and win a brand new Toyota Prius C. Tickets only $10. Get your tickets today. The more tickets you get, the more chances you have. Draw date, Sunday, October 8th. It's available at Van Godberdeen Madam Estate, Big D's Photo Studio on the Pondville, and from all Lion members and at the Lions Den. Get your tickets to win a brand new car from the St. Martin's Lions Club and Port of St. Martin Group of Companies.
And you can imagine that I was quite pleased to hear the comments and remarks from the President of the Joint Court of Justice during the installation of a new judge, and those comments have to do with the issue of the English language. And the President of the Joint Court indicated that also for the courts, the matter of the languages, and especially in our community, our mother tongue language, English, that's also an issue that the court is paying keen attention to. So it just strengthened my resolve that as soon as we get the budget, and I have been assured that a budget for such would be included in the Budget Amendment 2017. But as soon as we get that, we can work on the plan as to what would be necessary to move English up a notch, one, and give it the position of the primary official language I admit, and I admitted that from day one when the first motion was presented in Parliament regarding this matter, that it's not an easy task. It's not something that can happen from today to tomorrow, but I do believe that it is a necessary part of the process of development of St. Martin. So I was quite pleased to hear the comments and the concerns that exist also in the courts with respect to the lack of the usage for many, many reasons, but the lack of the usage of our mother tongue in all layers of our community, except of course the social contact, which is where we speak English, but even in the school system, definitely in government, and also in the court system. So again, it was quite interesting to learn of the courts or the president of the court sentiment on this matter. And then I have shared with the media my queries in as far as the matter of the SG of VROMI, Secretary General of VROMI is concerned. And of course, I didn't expect to have them yet, but I don't have the answers to that yet. I believe it's important that in explaining this decision, the minister gives some more insights as to his reasons for, if the reports are what we have heard them to be, if they are so, that we get a clear indication from the minister as to some of the reasons. As I mentioned in my press release, I believe an action such as this will have far-reaching consequences for the entire organization of government for more than one reason. And I know going back some time, there has been, not very prominent, but there has been a discussion about the structure of government and the different layers, including that of Secretary General. I've also heard persons suggest that maybe a position like Secretary General should be a political position, similar to the cabinets of the ministers, where the Secretary General would actually come in with the political office holder and leave with the political office holder. There are such comparable systems. However, I don't believe that we can act ad hocly on a matter like this, but we need to take into account, first of all, why do we have the system like we have it, and whether the reasons for the system are still relevant today. And if we need to discuss the structure of government, I also believe there's nothing wrong with that. But again, taking individual actions with respect to the organization of government, we need to be quite conscious of the implications of such for the wider administration.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
On Tuesday, August 22nd, the St. Martin Basketball Federation, in collaboration with Dreams to Reality Foundation, left to participate in LIBA Under-20 tournament, that's Leeward Island Basketball Association, which was held in Antigua. On Sunday, August 27th, after a very successful run, our St. Martin team defeated the St. Kitts team in the finals 82-76, a feat that is a first time, a historical win for St. Martin in such a tournament, bringing home the first place trophies as well as MVP spot. for Mr. Jamal Ireland. As Minister of Sport and as a ministry, we have ensured that the LIBA champions received a wonderful welcome home, together with, of course, family, friends, and the organizations that helped them to go. As a ministry, we are proud of the strides these young men have made, of course, under the leadership of qualified coaches. They are also assisted by physical therapists and trainers, and have been actually doing a good job for a couple of years. If we can remember, in 2015, they also came in second. So we're seeing the growth of our youth in the sporting arena. We're seeing it happening sport by sport. Each time they go out, they're doing better and better, and so we can look forward to receiving the type of international acclaim that we crave and giving our athletes the opportunity to continue to grow and realize their dreams. In congratulating our boys, I want to reiterate again that in reaching this milestone, the whole community sees you as role models, so it is a huge responsibility that you now have. Continue to achieve, continue to strive for excellence, and be a great example to others who would like to follow in your footsteps. Congratulations once again, and continued success. We will continue as the Department of Sport and with the PR that we are putting in place to highlight the achievements, both locally, regionally, and internationally of our teams. But there are many individuals who we do not know about, who have left the island, whether on their own or through assistance of other foundations, etc. And the only way we would know is if that information is sent to the Department of Sports. So with that, I'm encouraging others, because whenever we highlight one athlete or group, we get the calls, how come you didn't recognize this one or that one? And it's simply because we didn't know. So I'm asking and imploring all organizations who are sending athletes or artists or any of representatives for St. Martin who are doing great in the diaspora as well as locally and regionally to inform us at the ministry, and we will highlight them through all the various media. We do use DCOM quite often, and so you can look out for some exposés on some of these athletes and others who are doing a great job, because it is our motto to continue to strive for excellence, and by highlighting the good our youth are doing, thereby encourage others to follow suit. Make the front pages for good reason.